I don't think Volk's going to get this one done. I don't think he beats Ilya Topuria this weekend. And I think Volk's chin is really going to be his downfall in this. I think Islam head kicked him into retirement. I think it won't get to that point. And I think Topuria is going to find that KO blow in the first round and put Volk down and probably, I don't want to say flatline, but I'm leaning towards a flatline KO for Topuria, but we'll see what happens. So I've had the entire day to really process this and really kind of cope with the fact that Volkanovski just got one punch KO'd out cold by Ilya Topuria. And you know what? Being on TikTok all day and seeing slow motion videos of Volk getting KO'd with sad music over the top of it does not help you get over this KO loss for him. Matter of fact, it makes it even more sad and depressing when you see that. But you know what? I've had a whole day. I've sat down, I really thought about it. I really had my chance to cope or whatever. But you know what? I called it. I said this would happen. I said Ilya Topuria would KO Volk. I think in my full card prediction video, I said that he would KO Volk out cold. I didn't know for sure, but I was leaning towards him KOing Volk completely out cold. And guess what? That's what he did. Ilya Topuria KO'd Volk out cold. It's crazy to say that, man. If you asked me a year ago we're going to see Volkanovski get one punch KO'd out cold by Ilya Topuria, I would have laughed in your face. I would have told you, no way, Volk outstrikes him easily. But guess what? This is why you don't take a fight 4 months after you got KO'd by Islam Makhachev. When you're Volkanovski and your chin already isn't the best, you don't take a fight 4 months later. And you especially don't take it when you're fighting a KO artist like Ilya Topuria. Topuria is known for having one punch KO power, and you want to fight him 4 months later after you got finished by Islam? Are you crazy? And I've always been a supporter of champions being active, trying to make as much money in their career, fighting often for us fans. It benefits us all when fighters are active. We get a product that we want to watch. We get a fighter who's active and they're making more money in the process if they keep winning, of course. But I've always been super appreciative of Volk being that active champion, being that guy to step in on short notice, being that guy to have the balls to do things that other champions don't do in the UFC right now, or most of them at least. But if you're going to be an active champion, you at least have to be smart, and you can't come back 4 months later after getting KO'd and you're moving back down in weight. That's the thing. People want to say, oh, Alex Pereira moved up when he got KO'd like 3 months before he fought Yuri Prochazka. But the thing about Pereira is the fact that he moved up to 205. He didn't have to cut weight. Volkanovski fought at 155 on a week's notice, got KO'd, came back 4 months later, did a weight cut down to 145. Guess what? Your chin's not going to be as good as it used to be. Just simple as that. And Volk's chin has never been good. It was never that elite. He just had good recovery. But coming back after 4 months, fighting a power puncher like Ilya Topuria has to be one of the all-time worst decisions the champions made in the past decade, maybe. There might have been one in the past that was worse than this Volk decision, but at the top of my head right now, I don't think there's a worse one than what Volk just did. But you know what? I'm going to toot my own horn for a little bit here. I got this fight correct to a T, besides the round the KO happened. I said Ilya Topuria by first round KO. Volk does not do well on the back foot. He leaves his chin up in the air to get hit whenever he's backed up. And guess what happened? Topuria found that shot. Volk backed up with the chin up in the air, kind of got clipped by Topuria a little bit, but he kept backing up against the cage. Topuria followed through with the right hook over the top of Volk, right on the button, put him down, KO'd out cold. Volk just can't fight that way against guys who are the same size as him. When he fights Holloway, Holloway's pillow-fisted. Also, he's taller, so he has to kind of aim down. The same goes for Yair, but he can't really grapple that well defensively. And the same goes for all the other fighters Volk has fought in his career. They've all been taller than him. Volk has not fought a guy who was his size in a very long time. I think since Chad Mendes. And Chad Mendes was his toughest test of his career. And somehow, some way, Volk has always gotten away with backing up with his chin up in the air. And this time, he paid the price for it. And it really does make sense why he didn't fix this part of his game. Everybody who he's fought up until now, besides Topuria, didn't make him pay for having sloppy defense whenever he backs up. Most of these guys who Volk has fought don't have much power in their hands besides Islam, and Islam KO'd him. And I saw this coming from a mile away. It doesn't matter how much better Volk is. Volk, to me, was winning that first round and the second round. He was doing great with the leg kicks, the body kicks, the jabs. He was outpointing Topuria, but Topuria just doesn't need to care about getting outpointed by Volk. It doesn't really matter because Topuria is trying to KO Volk. He's trying to one-punch knock out Volkanovski while Volk is trying to outpoint him throughout 5 rounds. And with Topuria, his whole mindset is, I can take these leg kicks, I can take these jabs, I can take these body kicks. These are nothing to me. I'm going to KO this guy. And Volk's like, you know what? Just keep picking at him, keep doing the leg kicks, the body kicks. Eventually he'll break. And when you're Volk and you back up with your chin in the air and a guy's trying to KO you, he's probably gonna KO you. And I perfectly outlined this in my prediction video. It just doesn't matter what Volk does. He can be better than Topuria all he wants. He can outpoint him, outstrike him. He can be winning on the feet the entire round. But it just doesn't matter. As long as Topuria can consistently land on Volk's chin, at what point does he put him out? And guess what? That happened in the second round. And prior to the KO, Topuria was fighting Volk's chin at moments. I'm pretty sure he landed a clean 1-2 in the first round. The leg kicks were also massive. Topuria just looked way more powerful than Volk. Whenever Volk landed a leg kick, it was a tapping leg kick. But whenever Topuria landed a leg kick, it like spun Volk around. It was a hard, thudding leg kick. And that tells you pretty much all you need to know. When you have a guy who's trying to KO you versus a guy who's trying to outpoint you, if you have holes in your striking defense, the guy who's trying to KO you is probably going to put you down and knock you out. So the real question is, what do we do now? What do we do with Volk? What do we do with Topuria? And I really don't know right now. I mean, Volk wants a rematch. I don't think he gets a rematch, honestly. He needs some time off. I'm saying like 6 months at least for Volk. I mean, at the bare minimum, he takes 6 months off of the sport. And obviously, Topuria is not going to get McGregor. So what do you really do? I guess you just give Topuria Evloev right now. That might be the most likely outcome. We pretty much just let Volk focus on recovery and getting healthy again, getting his chin replenished, while we have Topuria versus Evloev in the meantime. And then once Volk is healthy and ready to come back, then we probably give him the winner of Evloev and Topuria. That's what I see happening. There's pretty much nobody else at featherweight that I can see Topuria fighting right now. They're all either booked or they're fighting somebody, so I really don't know what you do for Topuria. Maybe you can give him the winner of Ortega versus Jair. Don't know if they'll do that either, so I think Evloev is probably the next up guy. That fight has some history to it. They were supposed to fight each other way back in the day, but I think Evloev pulled out, so maybe just get that fight going for the championship belt. I don't know. I'm taking Topuria to win that one. I think he KOs Evloev. But I am screaming for Volk to take some time off. He really needs to. He's been an active champion for so long, and I appreciate that about him. But he needs to just take some time off, reassess, get his chin healthy, get healthy in general, and just take some time off the sport. I know he gets depressed and sad whenever he can't fight, but this time you have to. This time you have to take some time off, because otherwise you might get KO'd again by Topuria if you do get an immediate rematch. But man, this sucks. I never thought I'd see the day where Volk goes out cold. I thought he would get old and get slower and then lose a decision, but I never thought I'd ever see him get put out cold, flatlined. But good job to Topuria. I picked him to win by KO finish. And overall on the card, I did really well. I think I went 11-1 on the card. I got one fight wrong, and that was Brinson Ribeiro versus Ming Yang Zhang. The can crusher Ming Yang Zhang gets the first round KO over Brinson Ribeiro, so that sucks. But you know what? 11-1, I'll take that any day of the week. Getting that prediction ratio up for me right now is our priority, so hopefully we can do good this week as well. But yeah, I'm still sad. I'm still coping, and seeing all these memes and all these sad videos does not make me feel much better, but it is what it is. That's all I have for you guys today. I'm out of here. Like, subscribe, hit that bell icon for notifications. I'll see y'all later. Peace. Good right hand from Topuria, but Volk takes it again. Good combination from Topuria. He put him out! He put him out! He put him out!